put this up a little bit so hear the vibes. I forget I have so many different channels on my YouTube. No, the audio is good. Alright, let's see. Oh, they could clip. I totally forgot you could clip. Let me do this. Alright, and then another Discord. Discords was good. Comment in the chat. Put your deuces up. One time.
Deuces!
One time. All right. All right, let me start this guy. All right. Let me get someone else. I want to wipe down there. And then I got a trusty lighter right here. To open that. All right, so let's go ahead and start it up. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you could hear us, give us a shout, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. like, subscribe somewhere over there, maybe, or over here. I don't know. It might be inverted. Who knows? So let me see if I could put this playlist on repeat.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it says play all tracks.
Okay, cool.
So it should be on repeat. I want to see why not.
Yeah.
All right, we still got like a good amount left. So, all right, alrighty, let's go here. We gotta do this.
What's a beer? What's a cocktail? What do you recommend? Where should we go? Why do people wear sweatpants in the summer? What? Yeah, bro, leggings are jeggings, man.
That's the leggings or jeggings.
Let's just get back to the show, bro. Yeah, I'm down. Join us on our journey through your local breweries in your backyard and ours, while we talk about serious yet not so serious topics about life, family, and friends. I'm Jay. I'm Bruce. And this is BarChats. Alright, let's roll.
And all that fun stuff. So, like I said, you haven't seen the show before. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay.
And I'm Deuce.
And we are BarChats.
Hey.
So, we've been a little MIA for a little bit. Let me go ahead and do what we all like to do. Finagle. Let's go ahead and finagle. Bam, we just finagled, guys. Everybody, for those that are watching on the stream on YouTube, you could check us out. If you go to barchats.net,
Yes.
you could go ahead and go to a link directly, or you could check us out on our IG and go to our link tree that has everything, including our firstborn child. No, I'm playing. But yes, so I'm Jay. This is Deuce. For those that don't know, we are not raging alcoholics. We are just men. And for those that are returning listeners, thank you for joining us again. I know we have been on hiatus, and that's something we will be talking about.
Yes, we will.
Because it is a very, very impactful to what's going on for both of us. There's been a lot of change, a lot of stuff. I might need to stand up periodically. Depends how long this goes. We're going to shoot for about 30 minutes because that's as much as I could maintain. And we'll go deeper into that and why I say that. But welcome back to you and to us. So it's been how long now?
It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you.
Bro.
Beat stepped. Nah.
Every time I say that, I want to sing that song too. So don't even trip. I feel that hard.
June of last year?
Yeah, June of 2022.
And then it just all fell apart.
Yes, it really did.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah,
Like
I felt like Kanye West song popped on. When it all
it all falls down. Really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah. After watching a show.
Yeah, so for those, all right, so let's make fun of Light. Before that, this is BarChats. So I can't drink as much as before, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But I am gonna have a bit of hard cider by Happy Dad, with electrolytes.
There you go.
So
you go.
Hopefully,
get your electrolytes.
I'm getting something. So hopefully that's a thumbs up. And Deuce is gonna be drinking Lagunitas Stereo Hopic.
I haven't had it before, guys. So
yeah,
I don't
so
know if it's good or not.
It's part of their limited IPA series. It's supposed to be dank, citrus, and berries. So it's very interesting, and it has like a 3D dog on it.
Yeah.
But so while I pop this up for Deuce, which I already did with a lighter, we still have to do that challenge. And there we go. That's the way we start BarChats.
Man.
And I'm gonna go ahead and pour myself up. So, just like every interesting thing, you know, we have had a lot of stuff going on, just like everyone around us. So, I don't know if we should, like, do you want to go first? Do I want to go first, or what do you think?
I want to start with the show that we all saw.
Okay. All right, perfect. So, this looks like water, bro. This legit looks like soda.
Look like you got some Sprite, bro.
I'm drinking Sprite, guys.
It's like, yeah, I'm drinking.
It's Sprite. Okay, so we went to see Cages by Wolf, by The Wolf or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was actually one of the last episodes we recorded.
Correct.
Before everything happened. So
and then before the spell happened over our lives, and I'm gonna say our, because I feel like everybody had something happen to them.
Yes.
That was very drastic. So
but I will say, you know, we're still alive, so we'll drink to that. We'll clink to that. Skål, my guys.
I'll drink to that.
So okay, so it was a very life-changing show. We tried to explain it in a previous episode.
Yeah.
But you know, it was very intense, and I think that everyone there wasn't ready for what happened literally about a week or 2 weeks later.
Dun, dun, dun.
So 2 weeks later, I started getting abdominal pain, and at the same time, Deuce is having hallucinations while he's laying down. We both thought we were dying, but for me, ended up being I have a kidney stone about that big in my left kidney, and Deuce had a really bad case of COVID. But that was just the beginning.
Yeah.
Because while I was in the hospital, a lot of stuff was happening with Deuce that I wasn't aware of until later. When I got out of the hospital, I went back because I still had the pain. It was excruciating. I woke up one day, I couldn't feel my legs, and I went to the emergency room, and they found a herniated disc in my L4 and L5 that was about to rupture, and it was pinching on both my sciatic nerves on my left and on my right. And then as of recent, because of that, and I'm doing my strength training because I lost mobility. I've been doing strength training, and now because of it, my C2 and C3 on my neck are starting to fuse because of the pressure that's being put on my spine. So my spine's kind of like going in on itself. So we haven't been going to bars. We haven't been doing anything. That's one of the reasons, because it's very limited mobility. But there was something that also happened that I'm gonna let Deuce, if he wants to talk about it, then I'll go ahead and pass it over to him. But there was something that affected me, and this is the reason why the episode is called Mental Health. You know, I'll let him talk about it, and then, you know, we'll go ahead and talk about my situation or what happened to me. So, what do you think, man? What do you think about the situation and how it started in terms of, like, from the beginning? Let's see your perspective, because I got mine. Mine is more like physical, and I can't do shit. And I think yours is a little bit different.
Yeah. I got COVID, guys. I mean, shit. I like beat that shit 2020, 2021, 2022. Here I am. And then I got COVID, and that shit was terrible. And I was in pain. And, Tasia was taking care of me. And then she got COVID. And I was taking care of her. I'm trying to think what happened, like, right in the middle of that, though. It was something else that happened.
I remember you calling.
It was a bunch of deaths.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember who died.
It was.
I think her grandma died. I think Tasia's grandma died at that time. Later on, my uncle ended up passing away. Recently, my cousin's, I think that's his grandma or something. Like, she passed away. There's a lot of shit going on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a lot.
Roland's homie.
He did he commit suicide?
No, he got jumped. Yeah.
And
he got killed.
Yeah.
Because he was a gay black man.
Yeah. So it was just a lot of weird shit. I feel like it was weird. And we me and Jay were like, man, when did everything turn? And we were like, cages.
Yeah, for real. Like we could
literally.
We could pinpoint the time that fucking life changed.
Yeah, and life just changed like crazy, So I ended up having to move, and I won't get too much into that. I respect other people's privacy, and also it's just, I like seeing both sides of the story being told if I'm going to tell something. But I will say that that I had to move. So I had to move.
Half of his shit is still here.
And I got some of my shit at Jay's and at my cousin's house, and I had some shit at my dad's. And then I lost one of my gigs. I lost one of my gigs when I was moving because I needed to help move. So I called off. And I don't have like regular job type shit. It's like 1099 jobs. So they didn't get rid of me. They just stopped giving me fucking hours. So it's the same shit.
Right.
So I had to find some new work. So it was just a lot of like terrible like financial shit going on, and then emotional type shit going on as well. Just on my personal life.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, to not get into too much of that part, I'll just say that I ended up not having my kids anymore. So that was big for me, and just having to be kind of like live by yourself type shit. So just going through that at the same time. My uncle passed away, and I just didn't want to go. To be honest, I didn't go to the funeral. It was just too much shit going on at that time. I was still trying to figure out where I was gonna live at for the next month. So it was just like really, it was really hard last few months of 2022, to be honest.
Yeah, no, 2022 sucked. Like ass, like a lot.
No.
It sucks because normally, and Deuce knows this, that I, if I was okay, like, I would have helped him move, and that's one thing that, like, and this will lead into what happened to me. So I'm a very physical, active person, and because of it, normal wear and tear. But again, I'm a fucking punk, bro. I definitely, it's something my therapist, yes, I am seeing a therapist, and I'm proud of it. She says, you lived a very full life, and you have more to live. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to fucking live it in a fucking wheelchair or in a cane, because I wasn't into that. Not saying that it's bad or anything. I respect beyond, like, it gave me a different perspective on life, which is why I've kind of just chilled a bit and everyone sees it. But because of that, I did go into a very dark place mentally, and there was a lot of times where the thought of uselessness, the thought of being a burden, because I couldn't do anything. Like my father wanted to remodel the bathrooms, and then something that I could do, right. But I fucking couldn't, and it hurt. It hurt not just my pride, but it hurt me mentally. Like, you are no longer capable of doing something that you would normally do and you would get paid to do. So it did affect me a lot, and people around me were affected as well. A lot of people around me were affected. Mainly, I want to say my family, just because there were instances where I would just snap, I would just kind of blow up on everyone around me, and I just stopped caring. Like, I don't care. And the most dangerous thing is a person that doesn't care.
Yeah, sure.
Because they don't.
Dangerous to themselves.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, that's something that I'm a huge advocate for. If you need to talk to someone, fucking talk to somebody. Reach out to us. Like, we probably haven't gone through like everything that you've gone through, but everyone's dark place is a place where no one should be. So I think being able to reach out to somebody is almost required. So I have been diagnosed as having chronic depression. I am taking medication for it, and that's another reason why we've been on hiatus, just because mentally I haven't been there, and I'm not ashamed of it. I am a little disappointed that I had to go through that in order for me to understand a lot of things. I am better now, which is great, which is super cool, and I think everyone could see that. And it all started with a fucking stomach ache, bro. It all started with a fucking stomach ache, and honestly, I still have this fucking the kidney stone. It's still there. Motherfucker's growing. He won't stop. He's pretty much can't stop, won't stop. Yeah. So
take that.
Yeah, so the doctor said I can't get it out technically because it's at the bottom of the kidney. So they use the sonar brachy thingy. It'll just stay down there. It's not high enough in the kidney to where doing surgery will actually do anything, because they have to shove a stent into my dick. All right, so I've had so much, and Deuce knows this. I have like 10 doctors. Bro, you don't even know. I've had. All right, just to just a warning. I've had stuff inserted into orifices that some people
some people might like.
I was about to say, some people might see it as a kink, but I highly respect them. And hey, you know what? If you like getting chopsticks in there, great, cool, whatever. But nah, bro, that thing is like that big, bro. How the fuck are you gonna no, you do not shove chopsticks in there. The only thing that comes out is urine and semen. Anything else, bro, respect, admire, because damn. But yeah, I had a camera, bro. Like, that shit was insane. I saw my insides. Like, I was awake. They didn't knock me out. It was just like, let me put some iodine. I saw my soul lifted out of my body. And I'm looking at myself. That shit was funny, and it only lasted 5 minutes, bro. It felt like a fucking eternity. But I felt it inside. Shit was fucking wild, man. Point being is that I still have the kidney stone, the herniated disc, and in, I believe, this coming March or April, they're gonna give me my second epidural.
Okay.
They're gonna put me in something called a twilight sleep. Have you ever heard of a twilight sleep?
No, I just heard the movie Twilight.
Right. So you know what? I'm probably gonna feel like I felt watching that movie half asleep.
Half asleep.
Yeah, half asleep. So it's pretty much you're kind of drowsy. But
you go to sleep like the vampires in that movie.
Dog. You don't even know. If I come out and I start blinking a lot, I want somebody to record it and put it on the fucking page. I want to be the blinky. But I feel bad because I know that was probably her character. But damn, bro, I want to do a count. All right, here's a challenge to everybody that's listening. Let's do all. No, actually the first one, because the first one's extremely noticeable. I think she calmed down in 2 and 3. The main character, I don't know her name. How many times does she blink in the movie? Kristen Stewart. How many times does she blink in that movie?
And she stared a lot.
She did do a lot of staring.
It was like, dude, if you don't say something.
It was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to lighten up the mood because, bro, trust, and that I think this kind of correlates to it. It's like, it's very hard to talk about. And this is probably, if you feel uncomfortable, it's because you probably need to hear it. In the male community or Hispanic community, you don't have feelings. You're a bitch if you are. And let's be real, a lot of people are machistas. They have this pride. I was talking to Deuce about it, and it was, we know a lot of people that be like, I don't need that shit, I'm fine.
Right.
And being Hispanic and Black in our communities, we see that shit a lot, but we also see a lot of death. And that's something we're talking about, So what is the leading, I think you said number 12, leading cause of death in America?
Suicide.
So, number 12, man.
Number 12. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of shit going on. We had a person commit suicide, actually, a famous person. And, just the stuff going on in our lives and some of my friends' lives that I know that have made drastic changes in their life. I was just like, man, I think we got to come back, Jay, and do BarChats a little differently, not too much. I mean, it's the same, still us.
Yeah.
But just a little more meaningful and talk about some topics that I've been thinking about and I know Jay's been thinking about. But I did want to bring up mental health. I'll kind of go from this guy and then into me and Jay, but Steven Twitch Boss, he killed himself. He committed suicide, went to a hotel, left behind his wife and kids. I don't know everything that happened, but I know they didn't know that he was going to do that day. If you don't know who that is, I mean, he's pretty famous for dancing, and he's been around for a long time. And I don't remember which show, like Dancing with the Stars, like one of those type of shows he's been on, and other types of shows like that. People that talk about him, they've said he's really nice guy. He's touched a lot of people's lives, but obviously he didn't get the help that he needed, and he ended up, taking his own life. So, I mean, mental health is not just for the poor, anybody can be dealing with issues. You don't know what anybody's dealing with unless they tell you or you ask. So, that was this thing that I posted, and I kept it because I wanted to just remind myself not to be the statistic. But I was saying in 2018, the rate of suicide for Black children, especially Black boys 5 to 12, exceeded that of white children for the first time, and Black children accounted for 1/3 of the school-age suicides. In 2019, suicide was the second leading cause of death for Black youth 15 to 24. In 2018, black man had a 17.3% suicide rate from 15 to 24, 19.5% for 25 to 44, 11.6% for 45 to 64, and 8.9% for 65 plus. And a couple things that it says in the post is like, did you know that asking people if they are having suicidal ideations does not make them want to do it? Instead, it actually acknowledges their experience, which helps them, and I can definitely attest to that. 5 things to say when someone shares they are having suicidal ideations. I appreciate you for being brave enough to share that with me. I can't imagine how hard this may have been for you, and I'm not here to judge you. I want to be there for you, and it's okay to be sad, and I'm listening. So those are like the 5 things you could tell somebody who has that, and you guys can replay this, or I can send this post to you guys. But resources, they got the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, so you can do the long number, the 800-273-8255, but we actually found the numbers is 988. Yeah. So kind of like 911. You can just you can text that. You can text the people and talk to them that way, or you can call, and you have somebody right on the spot that you can speak to, that will help you and get you resources to take care of you. So kind of getting into that because the situation happened with me. You know, this basically losing my whole family, and being by myself, I felt like I just didn't have a purpose, and kind of like, you know, imagine like everything you love and like to do is all taken away at the same time. So Jay's sick and, you know, fucked up, and he's like, yeah, I'm not doing we not doing no BarChats episodes.
Fucking can't.
You know, I'm not with my family, so, you know, it's kind of like feeling pointless to do any jobs or anything, because that's like my meaning and purpose for anything that I do. You know, that's what I talk about on the show all the time. That's what I talk to Jay about. So I got into a really dark place, and I just really didn't want to be here anymore. Like, I just kind of was just like, I don't feel it. I've been knocked down a few times in my life. This is definitely one of those times, and there's really no like reason of wanting to be better, to be honest. You know. I just feel like at the time, I mean, life can be fucking hard, man. You know, and especially when you get older and, you know, maybe you haven't accomplished some of the things that you wanted to accomplish, or you made decisions and it just didn't pan out the way you wanted it to pan out. It's hard to like try to do shit that you really love to, and then that shit fucking just fail, or just, you know, be with people that you really love and that shit failed. So you know, that really like hurt me hearing that story about the person killing themselves, because I was just thinking in my head like me, even when I was reaching out to people and people were just acting like that shit was whatever, like it wasn't really hearing me, you know, and they didn't really want to discuss anything about it, you know. Luckily I was able to call the number and I was able to reach out that way, but just the normal people I would go to talk about things, they were kind of all dealing with their own shit. So you know, being a black male, I'm doing the statistics for black men because I just know that in my community, we don't talk about shit. There's not a fucking, it's not like how like girls, like they get together and come on girl, tell me what's going on, and cry and hold each other and fucking get through it. That shit doesn't exist. Man don't fellowship that way and get together and say, tell me all your problems. We say, get over that shit. That's kind of what we say. So you know, it can be a real lonely experience when you are experiencing suicidal thoughts, and also just lonely just knowing that you have these emotions that you can't even really express because you don't want people looking at you crazy. So just wanted to promote being a mental health advocate, that it's okay to feel those thoughts. It's okay, not the thoughts, but it's okay to be sad. And if you are feeling those thoughts, not to be ashamed, but to just go ahead and get help, you know. And then people who are out there who are close, if somebody's reaching out to you, they say they need to talk, or they're dropping little fucking hints, listen. I'm sad, I'm depressed, you know, I don't want to be here. I mean, there's a lot of fucking words people can use, but don't just ignore that person, man. You know, like, I think every life is precious, and if you can say anything to that person to assist, I think you should, you know. I'm not gonna say some of the shit that was told to me, but one person I really cared about was just like, well, if you do that shit, don't blame me for it. Like, you know, like, you have a lot to live for. I'm sure they didn't think that what they were saying was gonna affect me, but I was just kind of like, damn, like, okay, you're not gonna help, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own shit, you know. Luckily, I'm a person that I can think outside of myself and realize, like, okay, I'm not the only person in the world going through shit, but probably not something you should tell anybody that's going through something like that, especially when they're on that edge, and just like, well, shit, don't blame me for it, you know what I mean? So just be careful. Like, I think actions are bigger than words, but words definitely can bring people to a dark space.
Oh yeah, there's a you know, there's somebody we knew close to the family, one of you met Yanni? One of his homies, you know, he was in a dark spot, and I think you know, Daniel knew him. They're gamer buddies, and it's good to have it's good to have good friends, not just people that you hang out with, because I think there's different kinds, you know. There's somebody like, I could go 3-4 months not talking to Deuce, but the minute he calls me, it's like, you know, I got your back. What happened? Like, it's like, are you okay? The first thing I would ask is, are you okay? Because, you know, I know you're busy. He knows I'm busy. But if I get that phone call, I want it. I don't even give a fuck what you're eating. If you're taking a shit, don't care. Are you okay first? And I think you need those kind of people around you. You know, if you step back and you take an assessment of the people around you, and you see that they only hang out with you on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and maybe Thursday, because, you know, Thirsty Thursday, then you might want to, like, see what's up. Because we all have those. We all have those people that are like, yeah, dude, where are we gonna go to now? It's like, I don't want to go anywhere, bro. What the fuck? Right. It's like, I can't walk, motherfucker. You gonna carry me? Like, shit. Unless you're gonna drag my ass and spoon feed me, then all right, cool, I'm down. Let's go. But you know, it's definitely hard, and I say that because, you know, one of Yanni's buddies, one of my cousins, he was in a dark spot, and these guys tried to help him as much as they can. As I remember talking to him, and what he was telling me was intense. So, if, you know, we can't save them all, but as long as we do our due diligence in helping, that's all we can do. But don't feel bad if you're doing everything you can, and then some motherfucker comes out of nowhere and pushes them off the edge. It's not your fault, because that's something that, you know, I've experienced. I know Deuce has probably experienced it. Like, we all have. It's like, fuck, I probably didn't try as hard as I should have. When you start saying that, you know, if you did everything in your power, that they permitted, because you can't change a person.
Yeah,
you can't change a person. Sometimes you just have to kind of let them go, and, you know, kind of just be there with a towel,
Yeah.
You know, just to dust them off and be like, hey man, I got you. Like, I'm not gonna hold your fucking hand, bro, but I will hold a candle. Yeah, it's something that
guide you up out of this shit. It's still dark over here. I'm trying to guide you to this light.
That's what I used to tell this fucking guy. He used to tell me the same shit. You know, we talk, like, even though we don't show it on IG or anything, just because it is personal. Right now we are opening up. Like, this is something very personal, and this is what we do at bars. Oh shit, we got
shit.
I said, Daniel, thank you. Thankful you reached out, fam. I've been there before many times. Wanted to end it. As human, we always fall and forsake each other, but Lord is not forsaking you. See, you see, and that Daniel. All right, Daniel's gonna be a preacher. This guy.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
No, I'm just saying that.
Oh, okay.
Every word that comes out of this fucking man's like mouth is a fucking holy. So yeah, he has a very blessed tongue, and so Daniel, thank you so much. And yes, you know, Daniel knows a lot that I've been going through. There was a point in time where I did reach out to him for some other stuff prior to my injury, and you know, we talk it out, and you know, he gave me some good advice. But you need people in your life like that, you know. You need people that will support you, that will help you, that will, you know, in essence, guide you. Like something I was saying, you know, Deuce and I would always joke around, is like, I'm not gonna hold your hand, motherfucker, but I am gonna hold the candle for us to get out of this bitch.
Right.
Because I can barely walk. I need a candle and a hand for my cane. Like, fuck, bro. I can't hold you up, fool, but fuck, if you gotta crawl, homie, I'll wait. You know, and I think those are the people that you need. It's somebody that is willing to slow down a bit and be like, you know what? I know you're struggling, fool. I got you. Like, we cool. But, you know, I see the end. I know you got blinders on, but fuck, I see it. Let's keep on going. And I think it's that. And like Deuce was saying, it was more of like, hey, you know, are you okay? You know, it's okay to be sad, dude. It's totally fine. You know, stuff like that needs to be heard. Miss the live streams of BarChats. I know, man. Like we're trying to get back onto it, man. We're getting back. It has been, and you know this more than anybody, bro. Like, it's been a mission, dog. It's been a mission. But yeah, it's definitely something that we want to make sure that we how do you call it, that we do share, and that we do put this over here. Okay. You just want to be a part of everybody's life, you know?
Yeah.
So, hold on. I don't know why this thing isn't showing up on here. My bad. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, right. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be over here. I don't know. This thing's fucking. It's been acting up. Sorry, guys. I know. All right.
You guys are supposed to be able to see the chat box.
But for whatever reason, it's not popping up. I'm sorry. But we are getting.
But he's dusting the dust off of the chat. It should be all right.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, And you know, people that attest, I have not turned on this fucking Mac for almost a fucking year, just because I couldn't, dude. I couldn't, you know.
I mean, he wasn't in the place, man. He wasn't in that mindset.
Yeah, and something that I've learned too, it's okay. It's okay. You know, there is a lot of pressure for us, but you know, the good thing is that we're here still, and we're here to listen to you. So if you want to share, if you want to just talk, we're not licensed professionals. We're not, you know, we're just advocates for mental health. So, you know, we have the number. I know for a fact we will put it up.
Yeah, make sure 988 and tell. So this topic has been very big on my heart, because like I swear, as I was going through, and I mean, it's still in some ways still going through you know, my emotions, I just kept meeting people like dealing with shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't want to speak about other people's stuff, but you know, I know that you know, persons lifelong pet passed away, which is hard to deal with. You know, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I just remember just crying because I'm thinking like, you know, if my daughter passed away or some shit, like that shit would just be devastating for me. Or my cousin talking about, man, I got a person at my job that says he wants to end his life. What do I do? You know? And like, I'm like, fuck, you know, like, I'm not a licensed professional, man, but have them dial this number, you know, have them call them. And so, you know, that's the biggest thing I could say to do is, I mean, just be there for one, listen to them. You can't give them reason to live. They're going to have to figure out that for themselves, to be honest. But knowing that the fact that they know people care about them and want to be there for them, that's going to help, you know, but they are going to have to figure that out. And that's why they need the therapy and, you know, and to speak to someone and figure out what are those triggers and other ways that they can cope and things that make them happy so they would want to continue living, you know. I would say for me, I mean, I've kind of been dealing with this all my life. Like as a kid, I felt the same way, you know, just a lot of verbal abuse and not feeling like I was shit, because that's what I was told, I wasn't shit. And then kind of getting older, you know, and then you know, you have some failures in life and then you start feeling like that again. I mean, depression is a real thing, man. Sometimes you cannot crawl your ass up out of that shit. No. And you know, it's even harder when you are by yourself, like literally. When it's like, well, I know you want to stay your ass in the bed, but you have this bill, you have this place to pay for, you got, you know what I'm saying, like right. You got this kid depending on, like, it's just, you, like, it is hard, guys. Like, anybody dealing with that shit, especially someone who has responsibilities, it's even more difficult because they can't just go off the grid. I mean, they can, but if they give a fuck about others, they don't want to go off the grid because they know that others need them, and so they're trying to, you know, get themselves out of that situation. Those what do I wanted to talk about something else? I forgot.
The Last of Us? No.
Oh, that shit was fucking fire. The Last of Us, the shit.
No, there's.
Oh, they got a new episode today? Yeah. Yeah, y'all gotta see that shit. That shit's crazy.
No, what were we talking about? All right, so.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. Like we were sitting. Oh, did we talk about it already? I was like, I'll talk to you guys about it when the chat. What was it?
Okay, so mushrooms.
Oh, there we go. I almost forgot that shit. All right.
So let me do a small introduction.
Okay.
All right. So substance abuse is never okay.
Right. We are not here to promote.
We do not condone it at all. I am taking medication for. So I'm taking antidepressants.
I'm also taking medication, but it's not. It's not.
Is that prescribed?
It's not prescribed.
So, you know, it's helped me in terms of what I'm going through, and it makes me feel a little bit better. But that being said, everything we're about to talk about it's
just my
experiences, and we do not condone it.
I'm not saying that you should. I'm just letting you know how I felt.
Exactly. So that being said, this fool tripped out on mushrooms. I'm just like,
yeah. So
so go ahead and explain that. So let's end on a high note.
Okay, so I will talk about this. So me and Tasia have both wanted to do mushrooms for like, I don't know, for 2-3 years. And we kept asking one of our mutual friends
right.
to give us some because he's tried it before. And her cousin's boyfriend, my friend. And he kept saying, I don't think y'all ready for it. I'm like, nigga, if you don't give me that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I didn't know where you could get it. Like, I didn't think you could get it anywhere. She found a place, bro. There's a place out there in Fontana that fucking sells that shit.
Really?
bro, it's like a swap meet for drugs, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
And I'm not talking about like, you know, not crystal meth and none of that shit like that. But I'm talking about, bro, I'm talking about bags of weed, like candies and shit, cheap as fuck. Everything is cheap as fuck. They got bags of mushrooms. They had like the microdose, like these packets. Like it was like the
pill.
No, it's the Mexican candy.
Purpurin?
It's like the
the mazapan?
Yeah, the Mexican candy. It smells just like it. I didn't try it, but it smells just like it, and it's for microdosing on mushrooms. So me, I'm kind of going through this transition where I was even telling Jay, I was like, you know what, I think I'm ready to just live off the grid, basically. And not off the grid, like I don't want fucking technology. I'm not fucking crazy or anything. But I'm just saying like, off the grid as far as like, I love nature, man. I love nature, birds, bees, like appreciating, you know, the breeze, appreciating the grass, cattle, shit like that. Stuff we don't appreciate because we're working all fucking day trying to make some money that we make. You know what I'm saying? Right. Some shit that we actually make.
Right.
And so I was talking to Yancey. Mm-hmm. Yancey Duran, new album out. He goes by Yogi now. I've been watching his whole life transformation for the last at least 7 to 10 years. Completely different person. What he talks about is completely different, and I feel like we're now on the same wavelength because I'm getting into that area. I mean, you see me growing the hair out and shit. We'll see what happens. I don't know how long it's gonna get.
So he's trying to get it to my length, and I'm trying to let mine grow out. So when I get it long enough, I'm gonna dread it. The only thing is that I have to maintain it because since I can't be in construction anymore, I have to change my career, and that's something I'm doing right now. So if you guys want to buy or sell a house, please reach out to me.
But yeah, like so he has an album as I've Been Healing, which is I felt like was perfect for what's going on in this time. And I definitely recommend you guys listen to it. And I did listen to that shit on mushrooms, by the way. That shit's fucking fire. It's just the vibe. It's very chill. It's like lo-fi kind of music, honestly, because it's just super chill.
Is he still working with Jacob?
Of course.
Oh, okay, cool.
So the production's amazing. He's looking for a street team, so anybody that likes the project, it's on Spotify, Apple Music. I don't think it's on Tidal, but you can go on those two places, or you can just look up Yancey Duran on IG, click on the link, and hear the music that way. Shameless plug. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. You know, and you know me, I've been dabbling in a lot of shit. So I started late. I'm a late bloomer. I started smoking weed when I became an adult. I didn't smoke shit when I was younger. Was I around it? Yeah, I was in the fucking hood. Like, and niggas smoked by me all the fucking time. Like, I go to people's houses, like, fucking hotbox the house, the car, you know, my cousin was a hotbox shit. But I never smoked. I got older, and I just kind of wanted to have a different mind frame about things. And that's what I use these substances for. Like, sometimes I need inspiration. So weed gets me there, but I wanted to try mushrooms because I heard you like, you know, hallucinate or it takes you to the moon and shit. So this is my insights on mushrooms and what it did for me. So I get the mushrooms from Tasia. She's like, here you go. I'm like, what, you a druggie now? You got fucking mushrooms and shit? So I get it from her. She told me the place after, but first I was like, how the fuck you get mushrooms? So she gives me the shit. She's like, well, I'm gonna be busy. Like, you sure you're gonna be good? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take this shit on my own. So, but I was in a room, you know, like how I wanted to take my first time. I wanted to be in a room by myself. And just that way, if I trip out, I just fucking go hide under the covers or some shit. So I take the shit, pretty big piece. It was like this big and like that wide or whatever. And
full cap.
And how I did it was I feel like I microdosed it, if you want to say it that way. I kept taking little pieces and I just kept taking it throughout the day. I still needed to work and shit, but I drive, guys, so that's like my, you know, my part-time gig. And so, you know, I was getting my tips and shit, and I'm dropping shit off. and I slowly start. You feel euphoric. You gotta be in a good mood. So I just kept telling myself positive shit. Thinking about positive things, enjoying. Ooh, look at the sun, like shit like that. And you feel everything. Like the breeze feels, a little stronger. The light is a little bit brighter. Your body feels like it's vibrating. You know what I mean? Like the more in tune I feel with your emotions too. I think so. And I was happy as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I was like super happy all day. Then I took the biggest piece at the end because I kept taking little piece. I was like, all right, now I ate the whole thing. So I get home. I'm watching this crazy ass movie on BT Plus called The Reading, which is crazy as fuck. Definitely should check it out. It has Monique in it. Monique the
oh shit.
Yeah, she.
Up.
1 second.
1 second technicals. Has Monique in it and pressing wrong buttons, bro. What the fuck?
What's a beer? What's a cocktail? What do you recommend? Where should we go? Where do people?
All right, there we go.
All right, so it has Monique in it, right? And the movie's like a horror film, and yeah, I would watch a horror film on mushrooms. I know. But horror films are funny to me, so like it's kind of like I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna laugh, So I started watching this shit. First, it was some terrible ass acting. I'm gonna be real. So, like some of y'all on there was really bad. Like I felt like I need to go ahead and just get my SAG card because y'all sucked. But I'm not trying to talk too much shit, but Monique was killing that shit. Yo, y'all gotta see it. Like her acting on that, I was like,
really?
Yeah, she kills that shit. And, okay, so I don't know how much you know about Monique. Do you know about her being canceled? Okay, so if you guys don't know, allegedly, Monique had a talk show. That's true. Monique had a talk show. The talk show did very well. They had the numbers, and then they got canceled. Now, allegedly, it got canceled because of Lee Daniels, right?
Why does that name sound familiar?
Because you should know it, because he did all these dope ass shows.
Lee Daniels.
Yeah, just look it up.
I am.
So,
Fuck.
Lee Daniels is like, Mr. Black, type shows, and Monique was very vocal about how she felt like Lee Daniels blackballed her, and honestly, it kind of seemed that way. Shit, she wasn't getting any fucking roles, and she just did Precious. She had a hit, show on network, and she was just gone, bro. I ain't seen shit from her. So she does this movie, and the first thing it says Lee Daniels, and it has Monique as a star. I said, whoa. So I had to watch it just because if you guys know about that story, that's already crazy. Like, oh shit, she's doing the movie. And it was good. Like, the movie was fucking good. That's Monique, yeah.
And that's Lee Daniels.
And so they did this project together, did a great job. But anyway, I'm on mushrooms. So I'm watching the shit. She going crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh shit. I'm tripping out on it. And this is the bad side of the mushrooms, guys. And I honestly had nothing to do with the movie, but that came off. I don't even remember what came on next. Something else came on, and then I started thinking about other shit, like the shit that made me depressed in the first place type shit.
Oh, damn.
So I just got into a deep emotional state, man. I mean, like super emotional. Like how you would feel like if your mom or dad just passed away emotional. Like I was sobbing, like deep, like I couldn't breathe, like crying like that. And then, I'm blowing my nose. I can't breathe and shit. And that shit lasted for like 2-3 hours of me feeling like that. So I just kind of just let it take over. I do believe in, there's a word for it. I believe that everybody needs to, emotional cleansing. Is so important, guys. So one thing I think girls do well accidentally, they just fucking do it, is why the fuck you do this? and they go crazy. And you be like, what the fuck? And then they be fine, right? They're venting, that they're letting out that emotion. Guys just hold that shit in. Oh, okay. You feel that way? All right. In their head, they like, man, I'm about to strangle the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying? They get mad and they just keep letting those emotions build, and then they fucking explode on you, right? So one thing I've been practicing is just having, emotional cleansing. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna let this feeling take over, but not let it take over in a way where it's like I'm gonna do something to myself, but just feel what I'm feeling from it. Learn from whatever I need to learn from it, and then push forward. And so at the end of it, just crying over if you guys know me, at the end of the day, I want everybody to be good. I want everybody to be happy. I was just sad that I hurt a person that I really care about emotionally, and it just really hurt me because it wasn't my intentions. And I just had to go through that shit. And so by the end of it, I was good. Like, I felt real good. Like, so I after all the sobbing, I finally just was like, start thinking about all the happy things, like to come from it. And it's hard to think that way, but I feel like the happy things is just understanding that tomorrow's not promised for anything, and not just life, but I'm talking about just like me and Jay. That's my buddy. Who knows what happens tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Well, and that doesn't necessarily mean like he goes away, but I mean like he moves or some shit, far away where I can't see him no more. Or myself, I move, and then now we can't chill as much as we. So it's like life is precious, and you have to enjoy, and then every day find something that you appreciate. And that's kind of how I took that ending of that mushroom trip, was just appreciating the fact that my cousin let me in, into his home, and been really good to me. And my other two cousins, me telling them about how I was feeling about suicide thoughts and things like that. My cousin Eric calls me every single day
Shout out.
For the last 7 months.
Love you, man.
He reaches out to me. So it's just like, damn, people actually give a fuck about me, so it just started appreciating what I do have, and appreciating my kids, man. Like, they funny as hell and growing the fuck up, and to seeing them have their own thoughts and their own issues that they dealing with and how they deal with it. It just gave me perspective. But yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. To go so happy all day to so sad at the end of it. That was my first time. Yesterday I took that shit, and I was just happy all day. I was good. Because I already, I've been through the shit. I'm like, okay, I know how to handle it. I felt so good all day. This is a funny story. Again, I don't recommend this. Okay?
Do as I say, not as I do.
As I do. So I think, so me and Tage have been real cool. And again, like I said, I'm not gonna go into everything. But me and Tage have been real cool. We've been talking again, just real cool with each other again. And we hung out yesterday. So she's like, all right, cool, let's get the kids together. We go to the skating place that's down the street from where we're at. And because she lives on the other side of me. And I go up there, and we're both fucked up. We both had mushrooms, we smoked weed and shit, and we got the kids, by the way.
I was about to say, well, that sounds like a fucking great idea, bro.
Amazing idea. So we're fucked up. The kids are having a great time. They skating this shit, and it hasn't hit us. Cause okay, so the only thing I hate about mushrooms, that shit don't hit you and you're like, oh, okay, cool. No, that shit takes 3-4, at least for me, 3-4 hours before I start feeling it. Before I start feeling it, not that it ends. It starts, right? So we chilling. We was there for about 3 hours. And she already was feeling it. She was like, oh, shit. She would start getting paranoid and shit. And I said, you're starting to make me paranoid. I was like, calm the fuck down. I was like, like, you're good. I was like, everything's fine. She's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, because it hasn't hit me yet. So I'm super coherent. I'm like, everything's cool. She's like, you sure? You know, I just feel like the kids are this. And I'm like, no, you're psyching yourself out. Everything's good. So we finally about to head out, and I said, oh shit. And she's like, what? I was like, it just hit me, right? And she's like, nah, I feel good now. I was like, nah, that shit hit me. So it hit me hard, like the air, the breeze, everything just felt a little stronger. And then the kids wanted to listen to music because they was listening to music and dancing and shit at the skating rink. And I was like, I do not want them coming to my car right now, just because I just felt like it was gonna give me some anxiety. I was like, they gonna roll with you. So we both were like, all right, we down the street, and we both talk to each other like, you good? Are you sure you're good? Again, we don't recommend this. They're like, yeah, okay, cool. So we leave. I get to where she's at, and she's not there yet. And I'm like, where the fuck is she at? So I hit up Anissa just to make sure they good. Where you at? Oh, we're at Jack in the Box. I'm like, all right. I swear, guys, it took like another 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, Jack in the Box is down the street, literally. So I'm like, what the fuck's taking so long? They finally get there. I didn't go in the house because like I was about to go to where I'm at. Cause I was like, shit, I'm on mushrooms and shit. Like I need to go somewhere, you know. And she comes out, oh, you not coming in? I was like, nah. I was like, I'm gonna probably get some food or something. And she's just like, I feel so bad. I'm like, what happened? She said, it was the funniest story in the world. She said she went to Jack in the Box and she got the wrong fucking order for all the kids. And it was hilarious because she felt so bad. She was like, oh, I feel so bad. They didn't get what they wanted to eat. And I guess she kept asking them, what do you guys want? And they're like, what do you mean what we want? We want this. Like we already told you what we want. And so I think they noticed that she was fucked up. So it was just hilarious. I just thought it was so funny. I was just like, I started dying laughing. I'm like crying in the car.
That's funny.
Because they were like, what are you talking about? Like she's like, oh, it cut off again.
Fuck. Hold on. Technical difficulties, guys. Give us a second. There we go.
So she's telling me about that, and so we're talking and shit, right? And I'm like, well, just get him some food. So I'm like, just get him like Domino's or some shit, you know? And she's like, oh, that's a good idea. It's fucking, like $20, get a large pizza or some shit. So she's like, that's a good idea. Cool. So she's going on the Domino's app, and I'm talking to her. And as I'm talking to her, she keeps slowing down, right? And I'm like, I know you're listening to me, but finish. And she's like, oh, yeah. I swear to God, guys, like an hour later, she still didn't press the finish button. I'm like, they probably don't even want the food now. Like, yeah, you're like, we're good. Like, don't worry about it. This, like, ask them if they want food, but they're probably fine. He's like, well, they did get food. Then I'm like, well, what's the problem? She's like, I gave them the wrong food. Shit was hilarious.
Look, man, there is no such thing as wrong food.
Oh my God!
If it is edible, you better fucking eat it.
If it's edible and you hungry, I was like, they gonna eat that shit. That shit was just funny, man. That was comedy. Yesterday was cool, but yeah, I think microdosing is kind of cool for that shit because like I said, you kind of get this like energy from it, and it just kind of like wakes you up for the whole day. So if you want to try it, I'm not gonna say that you should. I'm just gonna say that's my experience.
There we go. We don't condone any drug use. We are not alcoholics, nor are we narcs. But we say everything just to say this: no matter what you do,
where you go,
sip something. Peace, everybody. Love you. And if you have any questions about the phone number, you could go on to Google, or you could reach out to us on our IG at barchats.net. If not, see you soon. Peace.